Hello everyone, Bhagat here, and today we are going to take a look at a deck that I made. This is a good old-fashioned control deck, and I haven't seen anyone else but me playing the list. So, first, the win rate, just to get you convinced that it's not just a meme, it's actually a rather good deck. It's slightly above 70% win rate, all in low terra, so it's not probably not the top ladder deck, but one you can still grind the early ranks with. So the idea simply came from, well, when Forrix was reworked quite some time ago, and while many people chose an offensive approach with the Dominator's synergies, for example, I chose to go very control heavy. So here's the list, and we're just going to take a quick look at it. So there you go. And now we're going to watch some games that I've played with the list. And firstly, this one is perfect in order to show what the deck aims to do. So this is a control list, but in this game we're going to see a very offensive approach. What you should always consider when you're taking a look at your deck list, what's the best case scenario? How do I win my games? And well, the answer is Endymion Squad with this list. Well, almost every Iron Warriors list has Endymion Squad nowadays. It's a rather nice card, but it shines best with Forrix because if it is not answered here on turn 2, then it's going to be massive. So here we played the first Virgil squad just to ensure that our opponent wasn't developing any kind of board state in his second turn, and now we can play that. And now you're going to see what exactly that they can do if everything goes according to plan out here. So the thing is, it is free. This siege ability is free, and that's why the card is such a threat. Doing things for nothing, it's always good. You can see, especially in the even games, and especially in neutral warlord even games, the best warlords are often those who can provide buffs for free. But here also, so here we're just going to be able to go ahead and flood the board. So we only have 6 spaces on the board, so we need to trade a few of those. But here you can see that one of the strengths of this deck is that if it is left unchecked for just the first couple of turns, and here we 1 second also, that's worth noticing, well, we can pretty quickly develop a very strong board state. So I'm gonna speed things up a bit from here because if I recall correctly, our opponent concedes pretty quickly because there is not much he can do about all of this actually. We do have a nice board state, and yeah, here I completely forgot that we have Blessing of the Falls. This is just one of the many things one can do with the deck. So yeah, Blessing of the Falls is nice because it's not OP, but because it gets reduced every time a barricade dies, for example, or gets destroyed, well then it can get pretty cheap rather quickly. It's far from being the best card because it's usually rather hard to have even a couple of troops stick, but it can make a pretty nice difference, and again, it can become a free card at the end of the day. So, going into more serious games, these are not the ones I want to show you. I did register a couple of them. Give me a second. Yeah. Oh, these are rather old ones. I do not wish to show those. Yeah, here there. So let's start with this one. This is against 1000 Demons, and we're going to play against an aggro deck, against a Raum deck. One deck that is rather popular, and that could appear, that would seem like being very strong against us because of the fact that the warlord has 3 attacks and has flying or unstoppable, so it doesn't get stopped by our barricades. But we do not rely entirely on those barricades. So let's see. I discard Draenor Squad because it's rather useless against Raum, and I discard Variable. I'm not sure how. It's maybe probably a bad idea, but I wanted things to play early on, and I felt like I already have a decent amount of removals. It's probably worth keeping. It's definitely more useful than gold. So, here I absolutely don't want him to draw cards, because there are a few key cards in his deck that if he gets them, then things can get rather messy. And even if those cards are most likely not the cultist, well, if he can filter up this deck by drawing the cultist with his 2-2, then he'll be more likely to draw into the key cards. I'm thinking, well, Ashen Circle, I'm thinking the 3-4 that can boost the other troops, the 7 energy steal and Astartes, or stuff. Okay, so here I don't have much to do, so I just use the breaker in order to put this. My deck doesn't make the best use of this card. I don't have I was about to say I don't have any cards with Siege, but I do have Endymion Squad, and that's pretty much it. So here I see utility. I'm just going to play it because if the thing is forced to attack into a barricade, then I can handle it with precision bombardment. So here I play Variable, and that's me being lucky, because I discarded it in my opening hand, and I need it on turn 5, on turn 4, I mean, so it's, yeah, overall very lucky. Again, I could play just precision bombardment here, but I don't want him to draw cards. So I decided to go for the bomb. Okay, he drops another one of these boys, and it's less scary on 6 energies than it is on 4, obviously. Now, because he has only 5 energies, he can't steal my Astarte, so I'm just going to drop it, hoping he will trade into it, and he does. He also puts Cabin into it. I mean, it was either that or, I guess, taking 8 points of damage. Well, 6 because of the Battle Honor, of course. And, well, so that's... I'm fairly happy with the job that the card did. So here I'm going to heal up. And I'm probably going to play Endymion Squad, just because this... Okay, it's bold. And I like having some bold. And it's a 4-4, so it's not... And it's significant. Okay, so next turn we're going to be able to play Forgebreaker. We usually don't want to play this card on 7 energy, just because we do nothing if we play it for 7. Whereas if we play it for 8, then we can already use it to deal 4 points of damage to the enemy face. Or to kill something he might have played, or whatsoever, or whatever. Okay, so, well, here we're going with Forgebreaker. I'm going to speed up things here just a bit. I deal 4 damage to his face, and then he plays them on board, and then we see that the deck has a very good killing range, especially with especially with Forgebreaker. But we do have Contrader, we do have double Iron Plus Smash, and Precision Bombardment, so overall we can kill from a nice range of damage. So here, the last 4 points of damage, and we take 1,000 Demons and his Raum down. Which, feels pretty good, because it means that we're not completely helpless against our deck. This one is very nice. I want to show you this one. It's probably because of this game that I actually made the video, or maybe thanks to this game. So we're playing against someone who is definitely not a clone. He's an excellent player from the MC community, and here we are going to face this Ultramarine. So this is this is kind of the embodiment of the control archetype, because of the mid-range archetype. Because he does think early on, he does think later on, and he does have a very strong ball presence all the way around. He is very tanky because every time he kills a barricade or something, he's going to gain Survivor 2, so it will be hard to simply burst him down, and we're going to have to endure a long game. So here again, just like against Vulkan, I decided to go for this Ratchari squad on turn 1, simply hoping that it gets unanswered, and that this Endymion squad actually sticks. So here he decides to go for the safe play, going for the Survivor 2, and then doing this. So here again, I'm very happy about how things are unfolding this far, and I'm just going to do that. While I do have the opportunity, I'm just going to argue a bit in favor of Forge Complex. We'll talk about the list later on, at the end of the video if you like. So stick for that, I mean. So Forge Complex is here because in some very specific, heavy control matchups, it can provide the second win that we actually need. So here I was able to summon these two Olympian recruits, so I'm just going to use them. I'm not actually sure if I'm going to play the Watcher squad. I am going to, and I guess that is because I can't think of an AoE. Please go away. Okay, it's not too boring. Looks like I can't help it. Okay, I hope it just disappears when the thing dies, which shouldn't take too long. All right. So yeah, Forge Complex is very nice against things like Gabriel Centaur, for example, or maybe, I don't know, some Thousand Sun shenanigans, maybe against a Death God too, I'm not entirely sure, but it does win its game. Like, I'd say it has won me like 5 or 6 games amongst the 60 that I played with, so it's definitely not the best card, but it's not entirely useless. So here I'm going to do the exact opposite of what I told you that you should do with Breaker. I'm just going to play it. And the answer is I don't have anything better to do. Well, I do think that this barricade is still well on the live, so I'm not in a... Oh, actually I might be? Can't remember. No, okay, it dies. Please go away. Okay. Oh, it died. Magnificent. Alright, so, well, simply the idea was that this is going to be useful because he obviously runs the 5 of the Honor Guard, I guess it's called. So I didn't want to use that just yet, and I didn't have much else to do. Sometimes it's correct to play Blessing of the Fall just to buff a couple of barricades plus 1 troop, but here I think it was... I found it somewhat wanting, So I'm just gonna go with the 4+3, recycle the card I have in my hand, and here, this is a very nice top deck. Well, it's not that good, but it's nice, I'm going to go ahead and stun this, so even if he plays something like the Mantle of Ultramar, which buffers adjacent troops, then it's still under 4 HP, 4 or less, which means I can kill it on the turn after. And here, yeah, he has another one of the troops for 1, well, he is able to finish the mission. So here he is at 36 HP, and he's going to put down troops every turn. So the game is not lost, but it's going to be tough. Here I have this 9th generation of card, Vulkan. It's good. It's just good enough. I'd much rather play this than simply play Crucial Choice. I could go for Blessing of the 4 here. It could have been interesting just to get this to be a monster so that it would actually kill another one or maybe 2 other ones of these Astartes. And because his board is full, he can't play the 8/8 who kills something when it's put on the board. So yeah, maybe it was playable, but I was thinking, it's probably not necessary. So here it's getting a bit, we're getting a bit in trouble. But luckily for us, we do top deck that Vagabond. I guess it's a card that we need, and that I hope I would have kept it in my opening hand if I had the opportunity to. Because at some point it's going to allow us some kind of tempo swing here. So here I play the Skitarian. I'm not going to play Blessing of the 4 because of the 8/8. Luckily for me, he doesn't have it. He's just dropping this thing down. And if I recall correctly, yeah, Honor God. So now we can play the Ancient Hernd. No idea how you're supposed to pronounce that actually. And we're going to go ahead and kill this and kill this. We even have enough energy to stick in the Crucial Choice. So there were Book of Lorgar, the plus O and stun when attacking, new Sons of Horus legendary, and Manifest Destiny. So right now I could die if he has double Yetish Cruiser, I think the name is. From the looks of it, he doesn't have it. So we're good. But it's always nice to have this Manifest Destiny available somewhere. He heals, and yeah, I mean, why not? He's still playing against an Iron Warrior, so he's never actually really safe. Here we finally are able to generate a chip card, so we're going to be able to play it. And we do have enough energy to kill that 3-4. I mean, that was a priority, but we had enough energy to do all of that. Because this isn't great, he doesn't have any vehicle, or I mean, he's not playing any. This is very expensive, and I don't want it to go face because I want it to control the board. So I'm not really happy about that. This is another very expensive card, and this is another very expensive card. And I guess that's done for kind of this Forge complex. It does give many expensive cards. So here I'm finally playing down this Blessing of the Four. It's on 2 creatures only, but it's good enough, you know. I'm gonna go ahead and clear all of that. And the idea here is that even if he drops the 8/8, it kills this because it kills only the troop with the most attack. But then I still have enough on board to handle it, and the Skitaria are gonna scale and probably win the game. Alright, so yeah, I think I'm going to cut the video here. Of course, it's not invincible. Let me just show you a couple of ideas. I struggled against that Iota. I kind of misplayed, but I did get a Seal of Sisterhood on turn 3. 4 maybe, yeah, that was still very harmful. And of course, Genistia Cruel, and I guess all of the Sisters of Silence are going to wreck you. But I did get some wins against... no, this is an even game. But I did get some wins against Angron of the World Eaters, even after the Reckoning. And against the Centaur, against, well, pretty much everything. Against the Mortarion too, because of Crucial Choice. So yeah, well, just before we finish this video, let's just take a quick look at the list. So there you have it. Again, the idea is that you do have a lot of burn with Iron World Smash and Precision Bombardment. Iron World even though won me a game against the Goreborn, for example. Crucial Choice, it's debatable, but I really like it. It's going to allow you to win some games that otherwise you would have lost. With generating some gear, for example. Alright, what else we have? This is probably not the best card, but I like it. So, if I were to run 32 cards, I will absolutely put down the Displaced Civilians, because they do have nice synergies with Bracing of the Four, with the Vara Bombs, and with the Iron Smash. However, I feel like there is not enough draw in the deck in order to make that work, but feel free to experiment with it. Feel free to try whatever cards you think might be decent in the list, and please let me know. So that was all for me. Thank you for watching the video. Please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you very much. Goodbye.